Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IV DS. In the last episode, we made our way past east past Mount Hobbs, and we got into a fight before we were even finished speaking. We helped out a monk that was in some trouble with a boss called Mom Bomb, and he's a pretty badass monk. He's got pretty high HP and he's really good at kicking things butts. And he's got the kick move, which is one of the best abilities in the game, I think. I'll actually be getting that one later and putting it on Cecil. That's going to be way later in the game, though. Anyway, this is... Okay, funny story. I accidentally forgot to hit the record button when I recorded this episode the first time. This is my second time recording episode 7, I believe. Once again, we are playing on our backup file. For now, once we're done with that, we'll be playing back on our original file again. But, onward to the Kingdom of Fabul to try and stop Baron from getting the crystal over there. Okay, here's the Kingdom of Fabul. Before I progress the storyline, I'm gonna do a couple of things. First, we're going to go over here and buy some items. Actually, we're pretty much gonna buy one of everything here. So here we got some... we got the demon armor set for Cecil, which will be nice. Up his defense quite a bit. And we've got different elemental claws for Yang. Yang is... he's been pretty powerful already fighting barehanded, but we're going to give him some elemental claws. And that's going to help with some of the fights coming up. He's going to kick a lot more ass. Oh, and of course, before I forget, we want to equip Cecil with the new demon armor. Oh, I forgot. I didn't do some of the Naming Way quest on this particular file. Normally Naming Way would be over here and he would have the event theater, and then he would go outside to the Chocobo Forest just east and a bit north of here, and when you talk to him then he would buy some tents off of you for he would give you 300 gil, but he would take all your tents. So if you stocked up on tents quite a bit, that would be a really big ripoff, because tents are like 100 apiece, and say 5, that's worth 500 gil. In the last video we actually had up to 7 tents, and we really got screwed over. 300 gil for our 5 tents. It was a ripoff. So things are going to be just a little bit expedited and this particular episode since I'm not going around wandering around aimlessly, since I actually know where to go this time. In the previous episode, I got a little bit lost. I went to the forest before the inn when I needed to go to the inn before the forest in order to advance both of the Naming Way quest parts that are in this one, or in this area. So Naming Way became a cartographer recording events around the world, and then he became, what was it, Camping Way or something, the outdoorsman. Here's Young's wife. Young's wife actually has a couple of items we'll be getting later in the game. One being a key item that'll allow us to do something important. Optional, but still important. And the other item is way later in the game after you get another character, but it's a really powerful item. In fact, it's the most powerful throw item. Okay. For this sequence of events, there's going to be a string of battles, and we're gonna want to keep our party healthy if possible during battle. Life's Anthem can help with that, assuming you don't get unlucky and have Edward get hit too many times, since that interrupts him when he's doing that. But, and as usual, whenever there's a guard formation, you want to attack the captain first because it'll confuse the enemies. There's not going to be any time in between battles to be able to heal yourselves in the menu, since it's a string of battles in between the cutscenes, so if you have to, you're going to want to use some healing items during the battles before you end the battles to make sure everyone's healthy. Here I believe some of the enemies are weak to either lightning or fire. Either way, Yang ends up triggering their elemental weakness. I think it was that creature that we killed first, though. The other two didn't seem to have elemental weaknesses. At least not to fire or lightning. That's one of the interesting things about Yang's elemental claws, is that you can have two elements at once. If you defeat the guards before the captain always flees in those types of fights. That's no monk. It's a gargoyle. Huh. Not too worried about Edward right now. I'm pretty sure we're almost through with these fights. Uh-oh. Oh well, we're almost done anyway. Yeah, kick is a pretty good command. It may do a little bit less damage damage per enemy. Depending on how many enemies there are, it'll do like a lesser and lesser multiplier, I think, of the physical damage compared to attack, but overall it does a lot more damage. And look who it is. There's not really anything you can do in this fight. You can attack them, you could heal with an item or something. It's not going to make a difference. In a couple turns the battle will be over. Just like the fight with Rydia.
Cain, even you now?
Let me ease your suffering.
You'll do nothing!
Stop!
Rosa.
Cain, tell me you've not turned traitor.
Don't look at me.
Cain, why do you now hesitate?
Gulbez! You're him, the usurper.
So, you are Cecil. Allow me to give you something. A gift to remember our meeting.
Cecil!
Let me through! I did not come to treat with words. Cain, enough of this foolishness. Bring me the crystal.
My lord.
Don't do it, Cain!
Rosa, let it be.
Oh, you care for this one. Then let me take her along as well. To hold in trust until we are graced with the chance to meet again. Come now, Cain.
It would seem your life is spared for now.
Cain, wait!
So that was Golbez, the one who Tella set out on revenge for. Okay, got ourselves a demon shield. That'll go nicely with our demon armor. See, what did this person have to say? Okay, he just lets you know that the king is up in his quarters, way upstairs. We'll be going up there in a bit, but first we're gonna rest up. And it's one of those times when they went ahead and footed the bill for us. I think it'd be cool if we were able to get a bit of backstory on that Dark Knight. Obtain Deathbringer. Deathbringer is a pretty powerful dark sword. For one thing, it can cast instant death sometimes on enemies, which can be really useful. Let's not forget to equip that. Let's see, kind of a curved looking sword. Compared to the Shadow Blade, it actually gives us significant stat boosts. Kind of lowers our spirit stats some, but raises all our other stats considerably. Not to mention more attack power and accuracy. Let's check out this dancer. Wait, what? So, was this guy just disguising himself as a girl? Pink wig and red dress. Is he actual professional dancer, or is he just doing that to prank people? I can't really tell what kind of audience he wishes to attain that way, so I can only imagine that he's doing that for shits and giggles. Okay, that's going to be about it for this episode. And from this point forward, I'm going to be making regular backups of my save files. So that way, in case I forget to record an episode or something, I'll always have that point in time available to me so I can re-record the episode without having to go back through the story. But anyway, speaking of which, after recording episode 8, I realized that I forgot to get an augment back in Kaipo. This augment is important since missing it screws up my augment path. Luckily, now that I'm keeping backups of my save files, I was able to restore a backup, go back to Kaipo, and then return to where I was at the end of episode 8. I did as much as I could to keep my items and levels the same as at the end of episode 8, so things should be completely seamless. If you like what you see, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and if there's anything I can improve upon, please let me know in the comments, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye!